Footbinding, also known as Lotus feet, was a deeply entrenched and widespread practice in China that lasted for over 1,000 years. The origins of footbinding can be traced back to the 10th century during the Five Dynasties and Ten Kingdoms period. The practice is said to have emerged among dancers and courtesans, where small and delicate feet were considered alluring and attractive. Footbinding typically began between the ages of 4 and 7 when the bones in the feet were still malleable. The process involved tightly wrapping the feet with cloth to break and bend the bones. The toes were folded under the foot and bound to the sole, creating a tiny, pointed, and arched foot. The feet would then be bound in this manner for years, leading to severe deformities and disabilities. The practice gradually spread from the elite classes to common people during the Song dynasty. It became a symbol of beauty, social status, and feminine virtue. Mothers would bind their daughters' feet from a young age, as it was believed that small feet enhanced a woman's marriage prospects. Footbinding had significant social implications. Women with bound feet were deemed more desirable for marriage, as small feet were considered a symbol of beauty, femininity, and virtue. It also symbolized a woman's submission and domesticity. Footbinding reinforced the patriarchal societal structure and the subjugation of women, as it physically limited their mobility and independence. While footbinding was widely practiced for centuries, there were occasional attempts to resist or criticize the practice. Some scholars, intellectuals, and later missionaries in the 19th century condemned footbinding as a form of cruelty and oppression. They argued that it was detrimental to women's health, mobility, and overall well-being. The early 20th century saw increased efforts to abolish footbinding. During the late Qing dynasty and the early Republic of China, anti-footbinding campaigns gained momentum. Women's rights activists and reformers played a crucial role in challenging the practice and advocating for gender equality. In 1912, the newly established Republic of China government officially banned footbinding. However, enforcement was initially weak, and it took time for the practice to fade away. The Chinese Communist Party actively worked to eradicate footbinding after coming to power in 1949. Through public awareness campaigns and legal measures, footbinding was gradually abandoned, and by the 1950s, it had largely disappeared in mainland China. Today, footbinding is recognized as a historic practice that caused immense suffering and harm to women throughout its existence. It serves as a poignant reminder of the impact of cultural practices on gender roles and inequalities. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the story. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel to stay updated on more historical narratives.